Hey everyone, welcome back to the PartsEdge podcast. We are at Feel the Future FixedOps Summit NCM. This is the last day, and I'm super
Yeah,
excited to
day
be
3.
interview. Yeah, day 3. But it's gone by really fast and awesome. So much good information. And I have Roger here with Biggers Auto Group. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been fun,
Yeah, it's great
seeing
to meet you
everybody.
in person because we've
Yeah.
never met, but we've
No.
seen each other online.
Virtually too. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
virtually. Yeah. So how it's so hard to leave the stores. Like I've
Yes.
been asking that to everyone or saying that because it's like it's hard to lift your head out of the grind. So what really brought you here and what made you do this to take
Um,
the time out?
2 things. One, I have a very good team back at home that I know I can leave and for a short amount of time to run the stores and keep all the processes the way we need to keep them.
That's
And then
important.
2, because of that, I wanted to learn more and grow myself so I can help my team develop and our stores develop.
Yeah. What is the biggest because there's a lot of great vendors here and I think it's like overload sometimes and you're like, "Oh, where do I start?" Because there's just so much opportunity. What were some of the biggest takeaways that you've seen so far like you want to implement or take back or you've learned like something you didn't think about that you needed?
Oh, there's a bunch of great vendors here. Opened my eyes really about scheduling and
Mm.
how important it is to monitor every hour, every minute, your capacities and things like that.
Yeah.
That and then also, other vendors that are helping us gonna, grade our service advisors and keep them accountable for how they're selling.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
I do run into that situation where I have advisors who think they're great. So if I can have some of these programs installed, then they can really see what they're great at and where we need to improve and help my teams grow that way.
That is a big deal because having that visibility to see where what you think and then what you need to improve on is so huge because then that's how you guys can grow. And sometimes it's hard. Like it's hard to see those things through your weaknesses, right?
Absolutely,
And I think
absolutely.
that's why sometimes you're scared of some of the vendors because they're going to show you some of
Yeah.
those weaknesses. But that's how we grow.
That's
So
how we grow and that's how our business grows. That's how we develop. It's really something we have to face, even though it's a hard conversation sometimes.
yeah, yeah, it is. So other than that, what are some of the, things that because there's AI here, of course.
Yeah.
Have you guys implemented any
Not
AI?
yet. I still have a lot to learn with AI, and I was, grateful that there were so many vendors here talking about it and bringing it up and
Yeah.
showing us where to keep an eye, what to do with our data, how to
Mhm.
keep that, in good spots. So there's a lot for me to learn, and it's something that I really have to start chasing.
Yeah, I think it can really solve and help with the scheduling. Because that was the biggest thing I think today what they're talking about is well, even yesterday, it's,
Mhm.
the process of scheduling people in and then retention is, a lot cheaper than getting customers.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely, and that's something that you really don't think about. You're thinking not you're just me as an operator. I'm thinking advertising, get more customers in, but the thought isn't always well. It's more efficient to keep the customers we have
Mhm.
instead of trying to gain new ones.
And just looking at your guys' full process because there's so many steps to
Yeah,
scheduling and then once you get them there, that whole process of updating the customer and that because that was another thing today too.
that's a
The
huge thing. Absolutely.
yeah, they're calling the dealerships for the updates when that is taking up the advisor's time,
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that.
That's one of the biggest stats that really stuck out. That 48% of the bad surveys we get in service are coming from lack of status updates.
Wow, it's not even how much time it's taking, it's the lack of status
Yeah,
updates.
that's
It's
insane.
incredible.
Yeah.
And we're in such a environment or what was I gonna say? Sorry. That's the right word. Yeah, environment of communication. It's so much easier to communicate now.
Yeah.
So like we need to just
There's so many different ways, so
ways.
it shouldn't really be an issue,
Yeah, it shouldn't be that
but I
hard.
can tell you firsthand at our stores, it's just an oversight with everything else we have going on,
Yeah.
and it's something we really gotta focus on.
I agree. Because I mean, have you ever done DoorDash?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they tell
I did it last
you
night.
yeah, right?
Mhm.
They tell you when it gets picked up, it's like, when it's coming,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's so nice, and I think if you didn't have that, you're just, like, worried about when your food's gonna get
Exactly. You
there.
you fill
Right.
in the blanks with your own stuff in your head, and it
Yeah.
makes it worse sometimes.
Uh-huh, and that's just food. Think about your car that's, like, worth a lot of money, and you're, like,
Absolutely.
stressed out. Are they gonna find something wrong? Like, yeah. So
Yeah, I completely agree. It's something we definitely gotta chase because,
you do.
like you and I, the vehicles are one of the biggest investments we make,
Mhm.
and for it to be in someone else's hands and not know what's going on,
Yeah.
just saying it out loud stresses me out.
Yeah, it's very stressful. Okay, and then, of course, I have to ask you about parts because, what are some of the focuses in the parts world that, because I know there's a robotics parts
Mhm.
delivery that's here. I think that's pretty much it that's anyone's really focusing on
Specifically for
parts.
parts,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So what are some of the things that you're doing for your team, in regards to parts and, like, making your managers feel more supported, or is there anything that you guys are focused on in parts?
Well, absolutely. Right now, we have an initiative to make sure our counter guys learn more sales training,
That's
right?
big, yeah.
Because they're on the phones almost as much as an advisor,
Mhm,
whether it be with customers, with other dealerships, with other shops. And if they don't learn to sell the complete job on the phone,
mhm.
we look bad when we send them a water pump, but not the coolant,
Yeah.
or a head, but not the gaskets,
Mhm,
just things like that.
mhm.
And that's really an initiative we're taking. And I'm taking a lot of the information we're learning here to apply that for them also,
Yeah.
because it's important because it helps them out.
It really does help them, and I think that's, like, they're such an asset when you have a parts person that knows, like, "Oh, you want that part, but you also need these parts for that job," and I think that's something that's not looked at, like, as often, like, you
For
don't
sure.
realize, like, there's extra things or they have to ask those questions, so, that's a really good initiative, so
Yeah, that's what
I'm
we're
kinda
chasing.
happy to hear that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been awesome talking to you and meeting you in person.
Thank you, Kelly. It's really a pleasure being here with you guys.
Thank you.